Welcome everyone to another episode of The Witcher Wild Hunt Game of the Year Complete Edition, so sit back, relax, and enjoy. And if you're in the market for a new PC, the link is also in the description below. I don't know if there's any sales or not, but if you're still in need, check out the link, use my code WITCHER, you'll save a little bit of money. Alright, let's see here, where we last left off. Yep, we left off right here, didn't we? Yes, we did.
While in Crookback Bog, Ciri had happened on the Crones. The Beastly Sisters took her in, then wavered, unsure if they should eat her or surrender her to the Wild Hunt. Ciri escaped before they could decide. Pursued by a spectral rider, she had fled into the swamp, where Geralt lost her trail once more. He now needed a new lead.
Yeah, it's been a while since I touched my Witcher 3. And we're here at the Baron's Crow's Perch. I'm just gonna let everything kinda let everything go. I do have a playthrough of The Witcher 3, just the Blood and Wine expansion on my other channel without no commentary. So if y'all are interested, y'all can watch that. And I also have a poll on Skyrim because I can't do too many because real life has been a little bit taxing with my father's situation as it is. And so I don't know what's going, and I've been helping my husband support where I can, and it's just everything's just getting in the way right now. So I'll let y'all pick what playthrough y'all want me to continue until I finish. So if y'all would like to do that, it's in my description. Alright, let's see here. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to head out and start heading for tomorrow. Alrighty, so we're gonna go in here in Ciri's room here, and we're going to put in our sword. Yeah, we're gonna need we'll get out our katanas. I don't like the armor itself, but I like the katanas because they're pretty cool. Okay. Alright, now let's see if there's any books I need to read, so I kind of stay what's on here. Okay, Adalbert Kermit's third map. As per Professor Einstein's instructions, I will not be conducting further explorations on the sites where I discovered pictograms relating to the Cat School of Witchers. These pictograms are identical to the one which the professor found in the caverns underneath Temple Isle. Elder Kermit, adjunct in natural history at the Oxford Academy. Alright, now let's see. Nilfgaardian demands. Philip Stringer, your supply problems do not interest us. The pact we signed was clear, and the Empire of Nilfgaard demands you fulfill its terms. If you do not, our mutual obligations will be rendered null and void, and your privileges will be revoked. Sincerely, Havert Var Mohan, Field Marshal Army Group Center Command. Oh, a love letter, huh? My dearest husband, this is from Anna. I breathed a sigh of relief after reading your last letter. I am so glad you are on the mend after your injury. I know how upset you must be at having to spend the next few weeks in a field hospital, but my heart rejoices that you'll not be risking your life on the battlefield. Tamara grows and grows and grows. She can even stand up now. If she holds on to something, though, she'll still quite unsteady on those chubby little legs. She needs constant minding. For every time I turn my back, she's climbing onto the table and grabbing whatever her little hands can find. Yesterday, she almost poured a bowl of hot soup all over herself. I think I will take on that Miller girl as help because I'm afraid one day I won't catch tomorrow in time, especially now when you are gone and I must look after our household affairs myself. Dear Philip, I miss you dreadfully and eagerly await your return. Every day I pray to Metelli for your health and our daughters and for our family to be whole once more. I hope this horrible war will end soon. I love you, yours forever. Yeah, she's not the same anymore. And we got this unfinished book. It is widely known that Hysteria Magistra Vitae est, or in the common tongue, history is life's teacher. Her students, however, have heretofore preferred to partake of her lecture from afar, namely amidst the quiet stacks of university libraries. They knew her teaching solely from the accounts of third parties, accounts inevitably colored by those individual prejudices or imperfect memories. I, by contrast, have decided the time has come to break with this conventional yet harmful practice and begin to draw knowledge from the source, writing history where it is made, on the front lines of conflict. Many will say this way madness lies, and that my venture will undoubtedly end in the untimely death. To them I say with pride, Audens Fortuna Evat, or in the common, the writing ends abruptly. Okay. Okay, well there's a contract. Missing Miguel. My true brother Miguel is missing. Anyone who finds him or at least finds out what fate has met him with generously rewarded, and I'll slip a good word to the Baron about you as well. You'll find me at the inn at the crossroads. Bruno. Beware of trolls. Caution, a troll's been and heard to the east of Oxenfurt on the left bank of the Pontar. Said troll has been said to sing Redanian marching tunes. It is suspected that this part is some Nilfgaardian diversion tactic. It is recommended that the area be avoided until the appropriate branch of His Majesty's services can take care of the problem. In the event of an encounter with the troll, it is recommended to remain immobile, keeping low to the ground and covering one's head with one's arms. There exists a chance that the beast will not then attack, for it will mistake the potential victim thus situated for a rock. Berto Bartholomew, captain of the garrison. Contract. Monster in Oxford. By orders of our most magnanimous ruler, King Radovid V, any itinerant monster slayer reading this notice is obliged to abandon any currently unresolved contracts immediately and devote himself to tracking and slaying this monster. The beast in question has befouled the cradle of human intellect, the city within whose territory lies the oldest of academias of learning, namely Oxenfurt. The swordsman who puts an end to the criminal doings will be rewarded with the king's full generosity. Commander of the Oxenfurt City Regiment. Contract. Beast in the Oxenfurt Forest. If you know no fear and seek word, read this notice, for the call contained therein will be of great interest to you. Hans of Sodera, soldier of fortune, a veteran of many wars, hereby makes known the following, being greatly concerned about the fate of the local peasantry, which suffers horribly from the attacks of some monster nesting in the forest near Oxenfurt. I have decided to grant a purse of Novgorod crowns to the man who slays the beast. Yet may it be known that any man who comes to me without a trophy shall receive no gold, but instead shall be tossed out on his arse so hard he shan't sit again till the end of his days. Hansa Sidaris, world-famous soldier of fortune, veteran of numerous wars, honored member of the Order of the Lily. Careful, there's a swindler about. Attention, countrymen, don't get taken in by the platitudes and false prophecies dealt in by a certain so-called soothsayer dwelling in Buckingham. This man calls himself a sage, but knows as much about divining the future as any toothless village hag, and all he truly cares about is extracting coin from the unwary. Don't let him cheat you. It only encourage him. Philippi Canali, 5th year student in the Faculty of Medicine and Herbology at Oxenfurt Academy. Gwent, to play around with Steppen, another. Beat everyone you've ever played in Gwent. Consider yourself a prime player ready to face the best of the best. Then try your hand against Steppen, a man so good it seems the cards play themselves. Learn more coming to the Alchemy Inn in Oxenfurt. Steppen. Okay. Contract missing soldiers. Let it be known that the Imperial Army is in need of a man who knows the area, a hunter or a scout, for example, to help us find a missing patrol. It is possible the soldiers fell prey to a monster. If this suspicion is confirmed, anyone delivering the beast's head will be paid a reward by the undersigned, addressed in all questions to the same individual. Glory to the Emperor, Melon Norin, commander of the division stationed in Orrington. Contract, Beast of Arlington. Good folk, there's a vile and dangerous spook, beast or devil of sorts, causing no end of trouble near our village, Arlington. We promise our profoundest gratitude and a sizable reward to any brave lad who can slay it. If you're looking to learn more, come pay us a visit. Ask for the Alderman Sobomir. Contract, Monster from the Swamp. Anyone knows how to read this and read it careful so that it's known far and wide, or at least throughout the whole village. Out in the bog by where we dig peat, there's a beast what feeds on man and spurts out deadly mist all around itself. If you're good with a sword and looking for coin, know that I'll pay and pay well for the beast's head. And to everyone else, stay out of that accursed bog if you value your lives. Don't say I didn't warn you. Less Slav. Gwent looking for new players. The Sharpers, a Gwent playing society based at Crow's Perch, is looking for new members and opponents. Experience preferred, but we also school newcomers to the game, but not returning coin lost during training matches. For more information, see the club's chairman, Philip Stranger, known as the Bloody Baron. Contract, Shrieker. To whom it may concern, let it hereby be known that whoever kills the Shrieker, the monster that's wove its nest near Crow's Perch and has taken to killing both men and beasts, will be given a sizable reward. Take heed that she's a dreadful, dangerous creature, and killing it will take a trained fighter, not just a pack of peasants with pitchforks. Shet of Crow's Perch. Okay. A sword for witches. Who are the hunters, you ask? Folk like you and yours, I reply, the decent kind, haters of liars, doers of good, the kind who live according to the God's laws and nature's laws too. Those disgusted by the machinations of witches, magickers, and non-humans, all that separates us from common folk is that we've the courage to take up arms, to defend our lands from evil, to slice out the gargantua that eats us from within. We haven't a leader, we have forts or land, though God's fearing relative supports us with his gold at times. We've not sworn him nor any other ruler any oath. We serve only the eternal fire and will listen only to our own conscience. Who can join us and who is right of soul and sound of body? You can find us in every large city in the north. We'll give you board, lodging, and a weapon. We will explain how to spot the telltale signs of evil, birthmarks in strange and arcane shapes, smooth skin on a matron aged more than 30 springs, and black cuts kept in the yard, to name a few. We will show you how to defend yourself from witchcraft, how to tame and snuff out magic elements with dimeritium. We will instruct you how to sneeze the sinner's darkest secrets out of them with a hot iron, and how to grant them cleansing death with the help of sacred fire. No thank you. Gnomish prankings. Scrub the greasings from a dog's ear, soak into cotton wine, place in a new lamp of greenish hue, and set said lamp betwixt an eager crowd. Forsooth shall they swear that a dog's head they behold, and this shall be no sorcery, but good betidings. For the Prince of Elander's nuptials, a pantry gnome armed with a miniature cutlass behind himself in a pie. When guests partake of the princely banquet, anon jumped out the base-bred gnome, giving a terrible fright to all at first, and causing much merriment once the jest was figured. A Cineplephos, or a dog head and a tongue, or beast that in the waste of Zangarbar dwells, has the corpus of a man, but the head of a dog. The Prince of Elander did receive such a specimen from those far-off lands. The Sonoplephalus lets stream its urine with the toiling of every hour, both day and night. And this is why the Zangobarians engrave its likeness on timepieces and compasses. The Chronicles of Redania. Vrydank the elf, despite what might conclude from his moniker, not one drop of elven blood flowed in King Vrydank's veins. They called him the elf because of his exceptional beauty and for the great admiration he felt for the in shade. This fascination, seemingly harmless, would have horribly long-term consequences. King Vrydank, spitting in the face of all laws and customs, chose as his wife a half-elf and one of low status at that, known as Beatrix of Colvere. The fruit of his regrettable and short-lived malfeasance was Falca, who later fomented bloody revolt against her own father, though this uprising was ultimately extinguished and Falca herself burned at the stake. The young state was therefore thrown into chaos for years to come. Okay, the opposition in Nilfgaard. While Nilfgaard's emperor was absolute power, harshly crushing the slightest sign of disobedience, opposing forces continue to exist within the empire. But this I do not mean the disgruntled leaders of conquered provinces, but the magnates within the city of Thousand Towers who are unhappy with the current leadership. This conflict between the emperor and the noble houses of Nilfgaard, the capital, dates back many years. All the princes of the blood and magnates expected their ruler to wed one of their daughters and sire an heir with one of their own. The emperor, however, had other plans. This proved a slap in the face for all the great families from which he refused to take a bride. The Nilfgaardian opposition patiently waits for the emperor to slip up, for some event to occur which will weaken his authority, be it an economic crisis or a defeat in battle. A secret conspiracy lies ready to seize such a moment to incite the disaffected, assassinate the emperor, and carry out a coup d'etat culminating in one of their own number ascending to the throne. For obvious reasons, only a limited few know of this conspiracy, but any shrewd observer of Nilfgaardian politics can read the signs of its workings. So long as men are men in the world as it is, certain dynamics will forever remain the same, and the discontented will always form subversive societies with their secret signs and hidden agendas. The wonders of Zerrikania. During my many travels, I have seen countless extraordinary places, the primeval wilds of Brokilon, with trees so high their tips disappear in the clouds, dwarven chambers carved into the guts of the Mahakam Mountains, with walls plated in pure gold, the ice palace of Pont Vanus adorned with stained frost windows, yet none of these made such an impression on me as did the rightly famed Zerrikania. Yet while I was traversing the fiery mountains, I feared disappointment awaited me on the other side. I had heard many a fantastic tale about Zerrikania, about its trackless sands burnt white by the sun, its golden-scaled dragons weaving their nests amidst the dunes, its hunchback horses able to survive weeks without even a swallow of water. Yet none seemed to me at all plausible. I was sure all these sensations were but the figments of some bard's overactive imagination. I know this will be as hard for you to believe, dear reader, as it once was for me, but all the unbelievable tales are true. Not only that, during my many months of travel, I came across wonders for surpassing those of any prior travelogues mentioned. I saw temples dedicated to the worship of dragons. I heard their voice, almost human, but reverberating with 1,000 echoes. I met warrior maids clad in leopard skins, tattooed from head to foot, and giving no ground to witchers and mastery of the blade. I saw mages who channeled power from fire. I saw seemingly harmless flies whose solitary bite would make a man fall into a deep slumber, never to awake save to die. In short, Zerrikania is a land where the fantastic is normal and the impossible occurs daily. Oh, the wild hunt. From farmers and herdsmen, milkmaids to midwives, all the common folk of the continent whisper, sharing tales of a wraithly procession pounding across the sky. The wild hunt, they call it. Winds and gales, storms and blizzards arise when it is sighted. and all grows cold. Though the sun shone bright moments before, some remember only the cold from the shock of the encounter and claim the riders come always in winter. But nay, this is not so. The hunt brings its own ice. Death and war gallop in a wake, or so the superstition goes, yet evil enough is the hunt itself. It takes folk captive, use most often in the prime of their wildling years, with 10 to 20 summers behind them. The hunt rushes in and they disappear, only to return long years later with no memory of what passed in the time between. Royal lineage of the North. Cyrilla Fiona Ellen Rhiannon, born in 1251, heiress to the throne of Sintra, Princess of Bruges and Duchess of Soden, heiress to Innes and Argskellig and Innes and Skellig and suzerain of Attar and Abiera, daughter of Pavetta. See Pavetta Fiona Ellen in the Urchin of Ernwald, the Emir var Emrys, granddaughter of the famous lioness of Sintra, Queen Calanthe. See Calanthe Fiona Rhiannon. A shipwreck occurred during a journey from Sintra to Skellig, which took the lives of the urchin and Pavetta. Cyrilla's further upbringing was then entrusted to her grandmother. In 1260, afraid of the looming Nilfgaardian threat, Queen Calanthe sent Cyrilla to the court of King Ervil, see Erval of Verdun, where the heiress of Sintra was to marry their heir to the throne of Verdun, Prince Kirstring. See Kirstring of Verdun. Though allying with Verdun and gaining the aid that Ram's army was at the time, Calanthe stopped priority. No marriage ever occurred, and Cyrilla returned to her grandmother's court in 1262 during the so-called Sintra massacre. Cyrilla was missing. She Who Knows. Folks say they were four at first. The mother, she who knows, the lady of the wood, came here from a far land, and since she suffered terribly from loneliness, she made 3 daughters out of dirt and water. Long, long time ago, the mother was sole ruler of all of Velen. Her daughters brought her the people's requests and served as her voice. Each spring, sacrifices of grain, animals, and men were made of the lady of the wood on her special night. Yet, as the years passed, the lady of the wood slipped deeper and deeper into madness. Her madness eventually spread over the land. Men took to abandoning their homes and setting out into the bog, where they became food for beasts. For long, Velen was drowning in blood. The daughters saw their land nearing destruction and took it upon themselves to save it. When spring came once more, and with it the night of sacrifices, they killed their mother and buried her in the bog. Her blood watered the oak atop Ard Serbim, and from then on the tree grew wholesome and hearty fruit for the people. As for the lady's immortal soul, it refused to leave its beloved land, and so the sisters imprisoned it. To this day, it lies trapped beneath the whispering hillock, where it thrashes about in powerless rage. Oh, I think we freed it. The collected verse of Gonzalo de Versio book. Love. To love is to build a house of cards or play a game of chess, but one wrong word or ill thought move, and you must start it all afresh. Tide, whenever I watch the tide recede, could coils of fear grip round my heart. Will the seas sneak back calm and sure in the dark of night as they have before, or will they stay on distant shores, leaving crushed shells and washed up dreams as memory of the serfs of yore? A betrayal of the elder races. What is non-human? The answer is simple. As the very name suggests, it is something which resembles and yet nevertheless is not a human, though it walks on 2 legs, speaks a tongue similar to our own, and dresses in similar attire. It all the same has more in common with base beast than noble man. Dwarves are like moles. They feel best underground and avoid direct sunlight. They like to live in filth, forever smudging themselves in mud and slime. They love everything that can be found within the earth, rocks, metal, minerals of all shape and color. It is also said that, like their kindred moles, they feed moles readily on worms, roaches, and other night crawlers. Halflings, for their part, are more reminiscent of gophers. Fat, lazy, and loud in that typical rodent way, their minds are filled with only thoughts of food and drink, which they steal from other nobler beasts and greedily squirrel away in their hovels. They are marked by cruel craftiness. You could be dying of hunger and they would not share a meal with you. You could be howling from poverty and they could be swimming in gold, and yet they would still fleece you to the last crown. You could do nothing but good to them, and they would still stab a knife in your back. Elves, in turn, seem related to the birds of prey that dwell in far-off Zeracania. They care most for colored feathers. They would most readily spread all day, staring all their reflections in the water and singing their own praises. They are so awash in self-love that they no longer feel any desire towards members of the opposite sex of their own species. Their appearance, unquestionably pleasant to the eye, is highly misleading, for they're extraordinarily cruel, and any who judge them by looks alone they first dupe and then kill in cold blood. The best proof of this, the so-called scoia'tael, bandits that claim to fight for freedom, but in truth only long to kill humans. All these vile, so-called elder races are, to our great fortune, slowly dying out. Joy fills the heart of every right-thinking man at the thought that this great-grandchildren will never know them, that in their day dwarves, halflings, and elves will be mere fairy-tale characters used to scare young, impressionable children. What shall become of Temeria? Temeria, a land where milk and honey once flowed. And what did she wrong the gods that they should treat her so cruelly? The pearl of the north to some, she proved a galloping range of Nilfgaardian cavalry to others. As a country, it had survived 2 previous wars against the Empire. It was here that the war's bloodied battles were fought. It was in Temeria where their most bestial deeds were wrought. It was Temerian civilians who bore the full brunt of those war's horrors, and bear them we did, bravely and steadfastly, until the demise of our great protector, King Foltest. Then Providence turned its fickle face from Temeria, murdered most treacherously. Foltest failed to leave Temeria a worthy successor. And so all manner of cur soon fell upon her, tearing her apart like so much carrion. She had no more allies then. None remembered that we had once been the armor protecting the north from the designs of the mad dancer, he who had the gravestones of his foes pounded into a ballroom floor. A free and independent Temeria is no more. A dark-faced sun looms over her every rampart, yet we Temerians live on, and always will, as long as we folk believe the usurper who took our beloved capital Vizima to treat us as property will forever peer over his shoulder in fear, for in the shadows lurks not one dagger, but the power of a nation of daggers, waiting to deal justice's blow. Pearls of the North, Novigrad. No one can claim to have traveled the northern realms who has not been to Novigrad. If I were forced to list what, during my many meanderings, has made the greatest impression on me, it would be precisely this great and yet the same time free city. A metropolis worthy of the Empire. Its only flaw is that the civilization Nilfgaard carries with her has not yet enlightened it. This is why hordes of reactionary cultists of the Eternal Fire dwell in the midst of the excellent buildings and superb commercial infrastructure. One feels as though superstition is how the local hierarch and his temple guards cement their power over the city dwellers, and many they are to control, for the city counts no less than 30,000 of inhabitants. While strolling through its fabulous port surrounded by marvels of architecture, it is hard to imagine that centuries ago Novigrad was a mere minor elven townstead. When the city fell into the hands of the Nordlings, its problems grew exponentially, for as is well known, the people of the north can do a great many things, but peaceful and orderly cohabitation is not one of them. And so Novigrad first belonged to Redania, then it fell under Temerian rule, until finally, after endless compromises and bargains, it at last became a free city. But is the city truly free? I dare to doubt it. Redanian influence makes itself felt too strongly or on every street corner, and the fact that the city is located within rad of its territory speaks for itself. While wandering the city streets, I came across 4 water mills, 8 banks, and 19 pawn shops. There are also a great many houses of simple pleasures, such as taverns and brothels. And Novigrad's commitment to matters of faith is borne witness by the fact that the city contains no less than, I kid you not, 19 temples of the eternal fire. What more can be said? I think Novigrad has all the markings of the capital of the world, and perhaps that is what it will one day become. First, however, someone needs to bring order to within her walls. The Elder Blood. What exactly is the Elder Blood? According to some, it is the powerful elven curse passed from generation to generation. Those in whose veins the infamous Akir flows are said to carry death and destruction within them, to sow hatred and disdain in the hearts of men. It was from this contaminated blood that Ithline prophesied an avenger would be born, a destroyer of nations and worlds. Others claim the Elder Blood is an extremely rare inherited talent, granting control over the time and space to a degree unattainable even to elven sages. Sadly, few bearers of this gift have been able to control it in full. This merely partial mastery inevitably leads to sudden outbursts of the power and take the form of unpredictable, uncontrollable, and thus extremely dangerous explosions. Behind the dark legends about the curse of the Elder Blood lies the truth of these tragic cases. For obvious reason, the bearers of the Elder Blood were always subjects of great interest to the world's mighty and to mage alike. The former counted on the truth of Ithline's prophecy, on an avenger being born who could destroy worlds and who could save, thus used for their purposes. As for the latter, they hoped to harness the magic of Akir to broaden their own knowledge and powers. Ultimately, however, all these plans were for naught. The Elder Bloodline broke off with the disappearance of the heirs to the Nilfgaardian crown, Cyrilla, Fiona, Ellen, Rhiannon. Alright. Yeah, I think that's all I'm going to read, because that's a lot of books. Alrighty. Tell you what, let's go see Tamara, I think.
Fucked up face.
And of course, the Baron's gonna stop us here in a minute.
Wait, Witcher! When you find my daughter, will you give her this?
A ragdoll. Uh-huh.
I'll give her the doll, but she may not be very receptive toward it. Alright.
What did I do to deserve your company?
Get out of my sight.
Alrighty. What should we do?
Been the Smiths, lass. Get tooth one.
Pox on a
I
lot of
say
you.
we complete family matters and then,
Ever heard of preventive arse whooping?
we'll go from there. Alrighty.
Got their asses whipped like a Novigrad whore.
Yeah, well, it's like the dance with a witcher. Yup. Someone dances with me, they'd regret it real quick. Okay, Western Gate. Let's go over here and see Tamara. Or is it Tamara? Probably Tamara. Alright. Cool. Let us go then. Let's see what we can do. Yeah, this is Oxenford, of course.
The knight from the fairy tales. Did he have white hair or
Just
a black horse?
The witch hunters will see to you.
Crawl back under your rock.
I wish the soldiers would quit telling me that. I can make them go under their rock if I really wanted to.
Such excellence.
But I'm choosing not to. Alright, where is Tamara? I think she's in here. Yep.
I'm looking for Tamara, the Bloody Baron's daughter. Your brother said I'd find her here.
Wojtek sent you, sir.
How else would I know she was here?
Wait a moment. I'll fetch her straight away.
You're looking for me, and who might you be? My father sent you?
Yeah, to see if you're still alive. And well. I'm Geralt of Rivia.
I'm quite alive and extraordinarily well, Geralt of Rivia. Better than I've ever been in this rotten life of mine, and now that you've seen me, I bid you farewell.
Wait.
We've nothing more to talk about.
Yeah, and I don't blame you.
Your father's a vile man. You're angry and bitter. Can't blame you.
Why do you help him then? Why did you take this job?
Because he knows something about someone dear to me. Promised to tell me if I found you and your mother.
Got it. A bit of blackmail. Just his style. Well, now you've found me, you can tell him I'm alive and I'm never coming back.
Now, tell me your side of the story.
Before I agreed to look for you, your father told me his version of events. Tell me yours.
Mine? It's dull as life amidst the swamps. My earliest memories are of a drunken father lying under the stairs, caked in mud and clutching a bottle. Next dozen years, pretty much the same. Father would drink, disappear for days, then come home in a rage and send furniture flying. Thank the gods for war. I was glad every time they sent him off. And the quarrels. I remember him screaming at Mum, the thuds as he beat her, then her sobbing. I'd hide under my bed and long for silence. That's the long and short of it. Multiply by 19 and there you have my life. Finally, we'd had enough, Mum and me. He crossed the line and we fled.
Yeah, and I had a miscarriage, right?
I don't mean to pry, but I know your mother had a miscarriage.
His doing? He shoved her, she fell, that's how it started. We were alone, no one to help, blood everywhere. Worst night of my life.
Sorry. Must have been hard for you both.
Mum was in shock. She was raving that it was better this way, that she never wanted the charge. Must have had a fever. She was losing blood the whole time.
She didn't want the child?
Said she'd sooner cut open her gut than bear another child from his seed.
Well, I know where your mother is.
Wojtek said some monster carried off your mother.
That is what happened. It was enormous, twice the size of a bear, but much quicker and more agile. It grabbed Mum before we could react. Now I don't even know if she's alive.
Your mother's in Crookback Bog. Seems quite happy, actually. Though I think she's not quite right in the head.
What? She lives! I must go there at once and get her out!
Wouldn't recommend venturing into the swamp.
I've made my decision. Won't let anyone talk me out of it.
What do you do now?
What will you do now?
Find my mum.
You realize that might not be that easy.
Don't worry, I'm not daft enough to believe I can do it alone. I've got some new friends now. Powerful friends. They'll help me.
Who are these friends?
Who are these friends, if it's not a secret?
No secret. Heard of the Church of the Eternal Fire? A priest helped me contact the Redanian witch hunters. Righteous, brave men. They'll help me.
Hence the candlesticks in your room. So you believe in the eternal fire?
Once the heat of the fire has set your heart aflame, it gives you strength and leads you down the path of truth for the rest of your life. I hope it'll bless you with its warmth one day.
Thanks. Thing is, fire's tricky. It's easy to get burned.
Now, what about your father?
What about your father?
Who? Oh, him. I don't care. I won't go back to him. That bit of my life? Forgotten it already.
Well, well. A witcher. Never thought the Baron would stoop to hiring a monster slayer. Though I hear you're good at tracking things down.
And who are you?
Glad you know who I am. Haven't introduced yourself, though.
Graden, witch hunter in the service of His Royal Majesty Radovid of Redania. I'm certain you've heard of us.
Rings a bell.
If the bloody Baron sent you to fetch his daughter, you'd best face it. You will fail in your task.
I appreciate your concern, but I don't need it. As for Tamara, she can make her own decisions.
Noble of you. A killer for hire abandoning his bounty for the good of another. The Hunters and the Church of the Eternal Fire thank you. So the Baron hired a Witcher to find his daughter. Interesting.
Now the Baron's desperate.
Desperate fathers have been known to do a lot to find their daughters.
Unexpected from a Witcher. I thought your mutations cleansed you of humanity. Stripped you of emotions.
You don't need mutations to strip men of their humanity. I've seen plenty of examples.
Where will you take her?
Where are you gonna take her?
Tamara must rest. She's had a harrowing experience. When the warmth of the Eternal Fire has restored her strength, we shall see about finding her mother.
Before you go, your father asked me to give you this.
Clara? Father told you to give me Clara. Funny how he thought to buy me back with a memory. Tell him one gesture could never make up for a ruined childhood. So long, Witcher. In spite of all, I'm grateful you gave me a choice. Didn't force me to go back to the tyrant.
Hope you know what you're getting yourself into. So long, and good luck.
Well, if he hadn't have beat him, then, you know, he should have gave up the hooch. Now where was I thinking? Oh yeah. If the Baron would have gave up the hooch, and that way he wouldn't beat up his family, he wouldn't be facing this right now.
You do know that a witch
Hindsight, right? Of course it's hindsight with him. Alright, well, you know what? Let's read some more books. Let's see here. Prescription, huh? Patient syndrome, Rochelle, brew, crushed marigold and drink while hot thrice daily meal times. Avoid all greasy foods and by no means drink alcohol in any form for the duration of the treatment. This includes beer. Medic signature mainly illegible appears first name is Shunny. Oh, a wedding invitation, huh? Let it be known that their children haven't grown to share the most profound and noble of sentiments and haven't decided to seal that bond in hallowed rites in keeping with ancient custom. The parents of Aldona Lampch and Jonas de Bogar do hereby request the presence of Shani, along with an escort of her choosing at the betrothal's matrimonial ceremony and the celebratory feast to follow. Okay. Alright, well, there they go. Now, see what we are gonna do. We're gonna go back to the Baron. Let's get out of Novigrad for, not Novigrad, Oxenfurt for right now, alright? Because he's got to tell me about Siri. We'll go ahead and let him fulfill his end of the deal. So let's go do that right now. And we got contracts to do, we got quit to do, horse racing, fist fighting, all sorts of things. But first we need to exhaust all of our leads here in Velen about Siri. Alright, Baron. Baron, here I come. I got news.
White one.
Which I do got, you know. I got the information he needs.
I'll tell you where the loot's at.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Your mates split.
And the sergeant. I don't like that guy. And I don't like the men either.
Could use some hair of the hand. Got any vodka?
Alrighty, so let's come in here. Alright, Baron, we have some business to discuss. Yes, we do.
I'm listening. What do you come to me with?
Yeah, I gave your daughter the doll.
Gave Tamara your gift.
How'd she react?
Probably not like you'd have wanted. She threw the doll away.
Threw it away? Oh, gods, I hoped, despite all. Well, what of Anna?
Found her.
I found her.
Plowing hell, why'd you not say so forthwith? Where is she? Why have you not returned with her?
She's in Crookback Bog. Got food, a place to live, and keeps herself busy. Didn't look like she had the slightest desire to leave.
You were to bring her back, not report on the condition she lives under.
I was supposed to find her, and I did. That was our deal, nothing more.
You still think me rotten to the core. A base bastard, don't you? You believe I alone am at fault for what happened here.
My opinion doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter what I believe.
Yet, looking at you, I see contempt. Can't speak for the world you witches inhabit, but in ours, nothing is ever black and white.
So tell me how it was with you, really.
Probably gonna say you're not the only one to blame. All right then. I'm willing to hear your side of the story.
With Annie, it was love at first sight. A spear tore through my shoulder at the Battle of Anchor. She tended to my wound. Once I'd recovered, I asked her to marry me. She wept with joy. Soon after, Tamara was born. And after that, they sent me to Sidaris. The warlord had risen against King Ethan, and Foltest sent help. It was one battle to the next, one conflict after another. It was a life of war. I was seldom home, and I found comfort in drink. Grew so fond of hooch, I couldn't part with it when I did get home.
What happened then?
All right. What then?
I went from front to front, battle to battle, collecting soldiers' coin, while Anna sat alone with the babe for months. Later, I learned she'd not been so alone after all. For nearly 3 years, she'd found comfort in the arms of one Evan, a childhood friend, a dog's bunghole. Understand, damn it? One tussle in the hay I'd have waved aside, put it out of my mind. But the woman cuckolded me for years, without a whisker of concern for me, for my love.
How'd you find out?
Came home one day and Anna was gone. The things too. Found a letter. She wrote that she didn't love me. That she'd left me for that knob licker and taken Tamara with her. Felt like I'd been rammed in the arse by a horse. I went to find the bugger, to get the girls back, bring them home. Yet soon as I saw him, something turned inside me, something dark. I slaughtered the shit-eating twat and fed his carcass to the dogs.
Seems they call you Bloody for a reason.
Guess they call you the Bloody Baron for a reason after all.
What?
Your nickname. Makes sense now.
No, that's an entirely different story.
What did Anna say?
Imagine Anna wasn't exactly pleased.
Ha! Bloody understatement if I've ever heard one. She flew into a fit. Hysteria. Threw herself at me, kicking and clawing. Finally grabbed a knife. It would have been the end of me if I'd not leapt aside. It was the first time I hit her. I had to calm her. Felt I had no other means. Things changed. They would never be the same. Anna tried to take her own life, and mine, several times. She would prod me, goad me, taunt me, in the hope I would hit her again, perhaps. She'd scream that I'd robbed her a life of love, that I'd destroyed the idea for her, and so might as well kill her. How many times I apologized. How many armfuls of blooms and gifts I brought. She cared not a bit. 2 years of her anger had turned to indifference, broken at times by her bouts of hysteria and my bouts of drunkenness. Cannot fathom how we survived those years, but we did. Though as you know now, not everything was as it might have seemed.
Seems you deserve each other.
You're right. Faults on both sides, yours and hers.
I'm content that you finally see that. Very well then. If you won't bring Anna home, you might at least tell me how she landed in that blasted swamp.
Oh, your wife is with the crones.
Your wife is with the crones, as their servant.
What the fuck do you mean? What crones?
Ones who live in Crookback Bog.
Oh, I've heard folk speak of them, and thought it naught but tales to scare the children with. How on earth did she land there?
A fiend captured her.
They fled by night. They were riding past the forest when a beast serving the crones attacked them and abducted Anna.
A beast? Bloody hell. And Tamara? Was she hurt?
No.
Oh, thank the gods for that. So, Annie? What happened to her?
The creature carried her deep into Crookback Bog. Didn't harm her, though. In fact, Anna seems content there.
Content? What is this tripe, Witcher? What in bloody blazes is she doing in that swamp?
She made a pact with the crones.
She made a pact with the crones and... well, I think she might have lost her mind.
A pact? What the bloody hell?
She was with child, a child she didn't want to bear. Went to the crones for help. They promised to rid her of the problem in exchange for a year of her service. And they kept their word, in their own twisted way.
What do you mean?
Anna must have thought the child inside her would somehow disappear. Instead, the crones sapped her of strength, and ultimately forced her body to miscarry. I think that's when she started to lose her mind. Then they placed magic tethers on her, tethers that cause great pain when tested. A guarantee she'll pay off her debt.
A pact with witches? Bloody nightmare, sounds like some jest. We must get her out. We can't leave her there.
I wouldn't recommend venturing into the swamp.
Venturing into the swamp, even with armed men, is just a bad idea. It's a dangerous place inherently, and I think those crones are a greater threat than anyone realizes.
I'll not sit on my ass waiting for them to return her. Would you wait? Count on their mercy if they had your daughter?
Probably not, but I'm a witcher.
And I'm a husband and a father who's fucked up his life and the lives of his loved ones. I'll gather my men, go there and retrieve Anna.
We had a deal. Time you fulfilled your end.
We had a deal. I've done my part. Your turn to do yours.
A word once given. Now what did I last...
Basilisk. It had just attacked you.
Ah, right. Gargantuan. One solid brute. It landed right in front of us. I thought we'd breathed our last.
Watch out!
If I don't survive this, you're to take whatever you want from the fortress.
You'll survive!
Let's show this bastard what we're worth.
The trees!
Come on, Basilisk, let's go. Well, go get him, Baron. Alright, come on, Basilisk, let's go. Gotcha. I would probably say the same thing as something that huge grabbing like that.
Damn it! I can't leave him like that.
Yeah, she knows she's gonna have to use the powers, but she knows if she does, the Wild Hunt's gonna get a catch of a snip of her. I'd be like the Baron with my mouth dropping, like, wow.
You have everything?
Yes, thank you.
What you did for me, I shall never forget it.
We're even.
You helped me as well. When your man brought me here. You fed me, cared for me, had my wounds looked after. We're even now.
You needn't leave. You're in good company here. We'll always have a warm corner for you.
I must leave. Wraiths pursue me. The Wild Hunt. I was foolish to use the power. They're sure to have caught my scent.
The Wild Hunt? Pursuing you?
I'll endanger all of you by remaining here. You must tell the people to bar their doors and windows. And no one is to wander the night.
You? Where do you think you're going?
Now, I ride for Novigrad. And then, who knows where.
She mounted and rode off. It grew awfully empty without her.
How'd Sarah get past the Redanian blockade?
Redanian armies blocked the Pontar crossing, yet you sent Ciri to Novigrad.
She was looking for a sorceress, and all of them are in Novigrad. Besides, I didn't leave her at the Redanians' mercy. I gave her a letter of safe conduct.
Who was the letter to?
No one. It was like this one. Show that to those pricks at the crossing and they'll let you pass.
This for me?
See no reason to make things harder for you. You seek your child, this letter will help.
Where did you get these letters?
Where'd you get these letters?
Haven't always led this pack of jesters. Served in the Temerian army once.
Redanians guard the crossing.
True, but with a bit of fame and a friend here and there, well, banners and heraldry don't mean so much.
Gotta go to Novigrad.
So there's a chance Ciri's still in Novigrad. Thanks for helping her.
It's nothing. Now you've learned what you wanted to know, you must be in a hurry. But, if you could...
Spit it out.
I want to go get Anna. Free her, bring her back. I don't believe she's there willingly.
Must have not heard me. Any journey into the swamp is suicide.
I heard you, which is why I could use your aid. I've no more tales of Ciri to offer you, but go with me and I'll be generous with what I do have. Very generous.
You convinced me. I'll go.
Extra coin never hurt.
Ha! True indeed. I'll round up my men and ride to Downwarren. You can join us there.
Fine. Sounds good.
There you are. Escaped again. Sorry, we was never here.
What was that?
You tell me. Man or monster? My men call him Uma and say he's a beast, but he seems a man to me. Just hideous as Ardle's shit.
Where'd he get the name?
Uma. Strange name.
Aye, strange. But he gave us no other.
You mean he can talk?
Hardly. It was like this. I asked what they called him. He sat there, not saying a thing, trying to stick a toe up his nose. So I grabbed his hand, looked him in the eyes, and asked, "What's your name?" Gave me this damned foolish look and stammered, "Oh, Uma?" And it stuck.
Doesn't look like a monster.
Doesn't look like a monster, but my medallion's trembling. Strange. Where'd you find him?
Funny story, actually. I won him in a game of cards.
Nothing better to play for?
Must have been pretty desperate to play for that.
Ah, quit your carping, smartass. Someone wagered him and we played. If anyone was desperate, it was the bugger's former master.
Tell me how it happened.
Funny story. How so?
I went to Novigrad once to rest, indulge in the city's pleasures. Stayed at a tavern and some folk there were playing, so I joined in. Cards were kind that day. Had one devilish hand after another. Robbed the whoresun's blind. One fellow, a merchant, took it especially hard. He'd gambled away everything he'd brought from Skellige. Wanted terribly to play another hand, so I agreed. Asked him what he had to wager, and he showed me that sideshow. Not much in it for me, but fuck it, I thought. I'll give the man a chance to win something back. Luck was not with him, and Uma wound up here at Crow's Perch. End of story.
Now you've got a court jester.
Proper baron now. Even got a jester.
Aye, though I feel something's not right with him.
How so?
Well, he seems more beast than man, but there's wisdom, cunning in the bastard's eyes. Or maybe I'm imagining it. Ever run into anything like him?
No, but he doesn't look dangerous.
I guess that's that. Doesn't eat much, so as long as he's no trouble, the boys might as well have some diversion.
time I was on my way. So long.
Farewell. I hope you find your daughter. And prove a good father to her.
I will. Okay. Alright, so we finished. Let's see here if we can find Ciri's story out of the shadows. Yeah, Ciri and the Baron were testing their mettle in a horse race when a basilisk swooped down and put it into the competition. The beast snatched the Baron up and carried him off to its nest. Ciri, sparing no time for second thoughts, ran to his rescue. Ciri knew that to save the Baron, she had to act quickly and use her special abilities. She made a desperate decision and in the blink of an eye teleported herself next to the monster and swiftly cut off its head. This decision had consequences, however. Eridan could sense wherever Ciri used her powers, meaning that even that short moment in which she revealed the strength lying dormant inside her was enough to alert the Wild Hunt, wanting to save the area and her newfound friends from the destruction that would inevitably follow in the Red Rider's wake. Ciri quickly abandoned Crow's Perch and made her way to Novigrad, where she hoped to find Yennefer. And we also finished Family Matters. The Baron turned out to be a tough negotiator who knew the full value of the information he possessed. He agreed to tell Geralt about Ciri on one condition. Geralt had to find his wife and daughter first. The women had mysteriously disappeared a short time before, though the Baron had moved heaven and earth to find them all. His efforts had proved fruitless. Geralt's search for the Baron's wife and daughter took him to the local Peller, a sort of soothsayer and folk mage whom Geralt rightly suspected would be well informed about all Loki going-ons. The Peller shared some juicy gossip with Geralt. Supposedly the Baron was drunk and a terror to his family and his wife. Recently, pregnancy had ended in a mysterious miscarriage. The Peller's augurs showed that the miscarried fetus, undoubtedly discarded without a proper burial, had transformed into a dangerous monster, a botchling. The beast was murderous and foul, but could yet do some good if its curse could be lifted and the monster could be turned into a leprechaun. This later, being a friendly household guardian, could lead Geralt to the Baron's wife and daughter. Geralt's bosom boiled with wrath as he went to confront the Baron. He was ready to drag the truth out of the man with a sword, to force him to confess to what had already truly happened that fateful night. A witcher in this state is even more effective than usual. As Geralt accomplished this in short order, the Baron admitted that his wife had miscarried after one of their frequent rows, and that she and her daughter had fled Crow's Perch. He also agreed to show Geralt where he had buried the miscarried child's remains. When the clock struck midnight, both men set out to find the botchling's grave. Once Geralt and the Baron had reached the unborn babe's place of burial, they did not have to wait long for the botchling to show up. The beast hissed and howled and threatened to assume its more monstrous and vicious form, but the two men completed the naming ritual before it could. Then, following ancient custom, they buried the creature under the threshold so that in time it might be reborn as a leprechaun. A household guardian spirit, Geralt hoped this being would help him find the Baron's family. The Baron's wife and daughter had not fled Crow's Perch. Unaided, a fisherman living nearby had provided key assistance. Geralt went to the man's hut, where he learned a fiend had attacked the two women during their flight. The beast had torn Anna's horse to shreds, then carried her off into the woods. One detail the fisherman mentioned rankled in the Witcher's mind. It seemed Anna's hands bore strange marks that had burned with fire just moments before the fiend appeared. What could have caused them? What did they mean? Geralt would have to endure this rankling until he found Anna, who, if still alive, had to be somewhere in Crookback Bog. Tamara, on the other hand, had made it to Oxenfurt where the fisherman had helped her find shelter with his brother. Upon hearing this, the Baron revealed another scrap of information about Ciri. He told Geralt of a certain afternoon that he and his retinue had decided to celebrate a successful hunt with a bit of horse racing. The race had come to abrupt halt, however, when a basilisk attacked. Here the Baron employed an old storyteller's trick, breaking his tail off at a crucial moment and announcing he would not utter another word until Geralt found his wife. At long last, after Geralt had fulfilled his part of the bargain and found the Baron's wife and daughter, the Lord of Crossperch relived the suspense and finished his tale. He recounted how Ciri had been forced to use her powers to save the Baron's life. This had drawn the Wild Hunt's attention, so Ciri had no choice but to flee once more, this time to the free city of Novigrad. Geralt's search in Velen was at an end. Okay. Alright. So, she's at Novigrad, huh? Alright, so what are we going to do now? Kinda need to sell some stuff, but we could go straight to Novigrad. I think that's what we'll do, is go straight to Novigrad. Alright, where is it? Oh, it's way over here. Well, I'll tell y'all what, we'll go... that's gonna be a long way, isn't it? Man, I hate doing this. Well, we could go to the crossroads and go from there. Alright. Now we gotta turn right, yep. Alrighty.
Heard you can get.
Alright, let's be on our way to Novigrad. At least get that part opened, so we can start selling stuff. And yeah, I'm kind of staying away from the drowners. They can stay away. The drowners can just go away. I'm not interested in killing them right now, unless there's just something I need. And I hear neckers. Alright, well, there's a boat right there. You know what? Let's go swimming. Yeah, let's go ahead and get this opened up as far as Novigrad is concerned. No, sorry, drowners. I'm not interested in you trying to drown me. That's why they're called drowners. Alright, looks like, yeah, it's what, 10:40 and it's sunny. Looks like clouds are moving in. But that's alright. You know what? We're gonna go on over here. We're gonna swim on over here. That was my marker, so I could tell. Alright, now then, let's get going. I can, okay, Erstein, okay, good. But I'm just not interested in that. I'm more interested in getting to Novigrad. So, Erstein is, post is done. Alright. So we'll just travel through here. There's a monster nest, of course. There is. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and run on over here. Yeah, there's a tower over there. Alrighty. Okay, we got the marker for that. Alright. Let's continue on. Thought we'd head for Novigrad, so at least that will give us another place to sell the books and the notes and gear and weapons and anything else we might need. Okay. And we'll go over here because this is the closest one, so let's go. Alright. What gate's this one? High Arc Gate, probably. Okay. Alrighty. Yeah, there's a setting I need to redo. We'll take it this way.
Hey there, handsome.
Oh, she called me handsome. Nice. Alrighty. Yeah, we are here in Novigrad.
What you care?
Wouldn't you rather sweat on me?
Now what? And here is a merchant over here. So we can sell what we got. Hey there.
Welcome. Welcome.
Yeah, welcome. Should be your wares.
What have you got there?
Okay, you sell. Okay, well I can sell this Airvalus. I'm not gonna need it, and I got a lot of beers. You can have all of these beers. Don't need any of them. Nope, I don't. Well, I'm not gonna get drunk when I've got other things on my Witcher mind that I need to be doing. Okay. Yeah, I'll sell them the raw meat too. Alright, let's see what else. Tell you what, how about we sell the junk? Yeah, you know, just sell all this junk that we don't need, that's for sure. I don't think we need it. Might as well make a little bit of money. Yeah, we've had a lot of this stuff, so might as well, you know. Yeah, we're gonna sell all of our junk stuff off. Okay. Okay, well, we can sell this stuff, sure. You know what? We'll sell the Xenofox to him. I'm sure he can find somebody to buy that. Alright, I don't think there's anything else. Alright. Should we play a little bit of Gwent? I know we should. Yeah, Yeah, very well. We'll do
So
it
long.
later. We'll play Gwent later. Right now, my main concern is getting to Novigrad and do a little selling. Alright, blacksmith.
Need something sharpened? Reforged?
Yeah, let me see what you're peddling.
What do you have on offer?
What do you have on offer? Alright, blacksmith. Let's see here. You've got... How about we sell you some of these swords? I'm not gonna need them. And they're just gonna take up a lot of inventory space, so... Well, it's not like, you know, it's not like I can carry it, because I can. Alright, well, we're gonna sell a lot of our runstones. Until we kind of find the ones we want. Yeah. I like the armor piercing ones. The bleeding ones are cool. I want to keep the bleeding ones for right now. Okay. Oh, I got some more of these things, don't I? Here we go. Alrighty. I think that's it. Okay, I don't think there's anything else. I got more junk. But that's okay. Alrighty. Thank you.
So long.
Mind the guards. They're worse than thugs.
How are we to fight a pestilence that changes form? None can be certain of his father, brother, or bride. Look upon your neighbor, for he too could be a Doppler. Will we submit to uncertainty? Will we allow monsters and charlatans to overrun our city? No! May the holy flame of the eternal fire complete this act of cleansing!
Spare a copper or two.
Oh.
Just interrupt.
No evil can survive the holy fire. The holy fire enlightens, burns, and cleanses. Behold the flame of grace and mercy. Special pie for you, freak. Nice, slow burning. You'll beg for mercy in all the voices known to you. And the others of your speech. No, I wanted only to live like you. Help me, kind folk, please!
A Doppler!
I'll be seeing you real soon, Manga. Count on it.
Sure hope Doo-Doo hasn't met the same fate.
Yeah, you think? Alright, now gotta find the
Why? Elven blood, eh?
Okay, here we are. Here's an armor over here. Hello.
Top-notch swords.
Yeah, show me your wares.
Show me what you have in stock.
Can you have some maps? I'm needing those, definitely. Thank you. Let's see. Oh, really? A mastercrafted saddle. Oh. Alright, well, I'm going to sell you some gear that I don't need. Definitely don't want or need. So, yeah. Let's go ahead and sell this stuff. Yep. Just get rid of all this. Don't need any of it. Okay. Don't think there's anything else. Nope, I don't think there's anything else. Well, I could sell some stuff, but you know what? I'm going to sell a few things, I think. Let's see here. We'll sell the sap. We'll sell the fiber. Sell the timber. I think we'll keep everything else because I think we're going to need everything else. Well, I can sell the pearls. Okay, I think that's it. Yeah, we can sell the resin. Okay, I think that's it. Okay, thank you. Farewell.
So long.
Now that I've done that, let's go to,
A witcher?
Vivaldi.
Well, well, look who's here. The White Wolf himself in my humble establishment. How can I be of service?
Yes, I'd like to convert some currency.
Got some coin I'd like to convert into crowns.
You've come to the right place. A better rate you'll not find anywhere in the city.
Alrighty, got that done. Now I gotta sell some books.
Buying on... How much do they sell at Nixon for? I'm not sure.
Okay, the books are over here, I think. Yeah, me and Manga are not gonna see eye to eye. We're just not.
Did I hang the wash or not?
Wonderful. Worth seeing.
It can't be. White hair, yellow eyes, slashed face. Just like he said.
And hello to you, Hodgson.
Geralt of Rivia, known as the White Wolf, the Butcher of Blaviken.
Geralt of Rivia's enough. What is it?
A man came to me a few years past, paid me to keep a book for you, said you'd come for it one day.
Who was he?
He didn't introduce himself. But the book has a red cover, that I remember. I'm sure I've not sold it.
All right, see if I can find it.
And perhaps glance at the others while you're at it.
Sure.
Be glad to look over what you got.
Yes, I'm glad to look at what you got. Sure, why not? Okay, I've already read those. And I've already read that. So we'll continue. Yeah, we're selling some of the Witcher stuff once we, you know, in the contracts. You know. At least there is a bookseller here in Novigrad. So at least when we get through reading stuff, we can, yeah, there's some contracts I need to be doing. But at the same time, I'm, selling stuff I already read. That's one thing about the bookshop here in Novigrad. I can sell it. Get rid of it. I've already read it. Don't need to keep it. And I've already reread a lot of stuff too, so it's not like, you know. I might want to keep that. Okay. Yeah, some of this came from White Orchard. I don't see why I did not sell it there, but okay. You know. Get a little bit of money off these books and contracts and letters and, you know, save up a little bit of money. Because who knows? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I'll probably read ones that we haven't read, but not right now. Yeah, I think that's it. Thank you, bookseller. Okay, so we're on this book quest, aren't we? What quest are we on now? A message from an old friend, huh? Okay, well, let's go looking.
The Merry Adventures of Muriel the Lovely Harlot, adorned with humorous engravings.
Yeah.
The treatment of furuncles through cauterization, a study.
Yep, I know where's that.
Moribundia, the vampire's last likeness. Tyromancy, or the noble art of cheese divination.
It's this one.
My manifesto. Must be it. There's a letter inside.
Alright. Let's see here. My manifesto, the life of Jacques d'Ansberg. The reasons for choosing Jacques d'Ansberg as Grandmaster remain a mystery. The Order of the White Rose had gone through a crisis in those times and was on the verge of collapse, and no one might guess that the Brethren wished to have someone divisive as their leader, someone with a clear vision. D'Ansberg was precisely such a man. One of his first decisions was to change the Brotherhood's name to the Order of the Flaming Rose. The most puzzling aspect, however, is that the Order and the King himself decided to trust a man who, for all intents and purposes, had appeared out of nowhere. They say he was a wanderer and an inerrant priest who moved crowds with his speechless, declaiming non-humans. They say he worked miracles and showed his flock visions of a world destroyed by the White Frost. He was undoubtedly a man of great charisma, one instilled with unshakable principles, which he in turn tried to instill in others. Was he truly a source? Was he indeed gifted with a raw magic talent? That we will never know for certain. Letter from A. Let's read it, right? Witcher. In the ocean of possibilities, some events are more likely and some less. It's not easy to fish out the first, not even when one's intellect stretches through all time and space. I left this letter for you in the hope that, despite all odds, you will come across it one day, for I must warn you, mankind is threatened. The prophesied destruction by the White Frost is not just the babbling of some mad she-elf. Perhaps I will have the opportunity to convince you of this in person. If not, I must rely on this letter, which you will read many years from now, at a time when you know more than you did when we first met. Know that nothing will save the world except preparing its entire population for this catastrophe. The old tales say a child of the elder blood can stave off the danger, but I tried and failed. Ever since I have been haunted by a hideous vision, a crowned wraith, the specter of my failure. I was the chosen one, and the chosen one failed. You and your brotherhood are our only hope. When the time of the wolf's blizzard comes, men shall perish, and only the Ubermen will survive. Your duty is to give the world Ubermen. Whatever you think of me, do not fail as I have failed. Okay. Well, you know what? I think I'm gonna stop it right here and stay in this little bookshop. So yeah, I enjoyed playing for you. I hope that when you watch this that you enjoy yourself. You have a great day and a good day. Y'all stay cool or warm depending on the weather and where you live. And I will see y'all on the next one.